Good afternoon, folks. It's Les from orchidspecies.co.uk. I'm just going to show you some Keikis on various orchids. I've been getting a lot of emails and requests for information about Keikis and also the Keiki Clone Keiki paste. So I'll start with what a Keiki is. Basically, a Keiki is, I think it's the Hawaiian term for baby or young one. And effectively, this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. This is a Dendrobium. In this instance, it's a lovely orange one called Stardust Chiome. And as you can see down the old canes, hopefully you can see that, these little plants are growing where the flower buds were. And as you can see, they've got nice roots. Now they can be chopped off individually, potted up, and this is some I did last year, and as you can see it's a small plant, but still full of flowers, dead easy. So that's one, that's the cane type. And just out of interest, to show you just how tough these plants are, these are some old canes off the same plant, and hopefully you can see just how wizened these things are. But there is life. Just look at that. Now each one of these is going to be a plant. You see that? Lovely. So all I need to do with them, I can either leave it as it is, not for much longer mind, because they are starting to go brown, break these off, pot them up individually into, I would say, coarse bark. This is 13 to 18 millimeters, and that'll be away in a few weeks. It'll be up. So that's how robust these things are. Even little bits, little plant. The other types of Dendrobiums, Keikis, are the ones that grow on the epidendrums, which is the plant that I've just shown you at the beginning. And this is a Keiki from a plant from last year. As you can see, it's nice and healthy. It's got 2 new canes coming up, and last year's is already flowering. So that's how quick they grow, dead easy. And this one is another Keiki again, of a Dendrobium. This one is off a noble type one, Cuxonianum, which is the giant mother plant that you've just seen. Of course, they also grow on Vanda. This is Vanda cristata. Tiny flowers, but lots and lots of flowers on the plant. As you can see again with the large plant that I've just shown you in the introduction. This is a Keiki off that plant, and you can see it's already flowering, and it's growing Keikis at the bottom as well. So that's your Vanda. And this is an Aerangis, which is a West African plant. And as you can see, these are the old flower stems, and they produced a Keiki. Get you a slightly closer picture. As you can see, in actual fact, this Keiki has already flowered while it's been a Keiki. Now this can be detached from the plant just by cutting that main old stem there and potted up, and it grow away like lightning. I mean, the thing with the Aerangis is that they can look a little bit untidy, especially when they get larger plants. But the more they make up for it when they erupt into chains of white flowers. Spectacular. And of course, the most popular is the Phalaenopsis. Now, these Keikis, so you can see that. I think I've shown you these ones before, as they weren't when they weren't quite as advanced. But now these Keikis have actually grown to such an extent that this one has actually got a flower spike on it. So that can now come off. This and this Keiki are incidentally a result of the Keiki paste, or in our case, Keiki Clone, which is available from the website on the link that you can now see. It's available worldwide. And effectively, there is a video on how to use this material, and it's dead easy. And after, in this case, about 12 months, we end up with this kind of scenario. So that can come off, and I'm going to show you that now. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sever the plant from the stem. Don't think you'll be able to see this. So right down the side, trying to be as careful as you possibly can. You want to put a nick. Because if you just start tugging at it, you will break the plant. So there we go, that's snapped along the cut. So there we have it. A lovely, healthy Keiki. All I'll be doing with this now is potting it into, don't scream at me, this is a brown pot, not a clear pot, because it's only going to be temporary for the plant until it gets established. The colour of the pot is not important, because the light's not going to pass through the compost or the bark. So we'll just top it up. And again, this is 13 to 18 millimetres coarse plain bark. There's no additives in it, there's no peat or anything. And there we go. That's him finished. All you need to do is to add the name of the plant, which in this case is Yupin Natsumi, and on the back of the label we'll put the date, and to date is the 7th of May. Put the label in. Give it a good water. Now, the way I water pretty much all orchids that I've just repotted is I use the spray nozzle on full force, but as a shower, so it's not a jet, it's everywhere all at once, and flood the pot so that the water runs out the bottom. And while the water is still in the pot, so you squirt it in, fill the pot up, and while it's still in, remove the gun and tap the pot, and what that'll do is it'll wash off all of the dust that's stuck to the bark. Now if you don't do that, what will happen, or can happen, is that over time the dust will settle in the pot, and the bottom third of the pot can become waterlogged, because it's almost like a peaty material. So to avoid that, give it a water as I've just explained, and I do that twice straight after each other until the water at the bottom runs clear, even after tapping. So, and then that's done. So that's your Keiki. And again, this is another Dendrobium. I'll just show you this because you should be able to see this quite easily. This is a complete cane, and as you can see on this plant, can you see that? Yeah, I think so. As you can see, each one of these little Keikis would normally have been a flower bud, but as you can see, every one of them has turned into a plant, which is okay for me, because this is a propagation for me. Each one of these is going to eventually be a saleable plant. Now this is a result of the plant being kept a bit too warm during the period when it was forming buds. So instead of it forming a flower bud, it's produced a plant. So if you want to avoid that situation during the winter months and early spring, you need to keep them quite cool, quite dry. And once you start to see the buds starting to swell, then you can give them some heat and some water and what have you, and up they'll come. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, let me know if there's any videos that you want doing, and I'll do my best as time permits to get the videos done. Visit the website. You can get the Keiki paste and all the rest of the stuff at orchidspecies.co.uk. Thanks much. Bye then.